We'll call this City Commission meeting to order for Tuesday, June 25th. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Edwards. Here. Mayor Hendricks.
Here.
Commissioner Van Oster. Here. Vice Mayor Faulkner.
Here.
Commissioner Maples.
Here.
Thank you. Now we'll all stand for the invocation and pledge of allegiance. Mr. Kreitz, could you honor us?
I will. Father in heaven, we are thankful for the opportunity to gather this evening to conduct the city's business. We pray that you will be here with us, Father, and help us and guide us in the things that are said and the decisions that are made. We pray that you'll be with the commission and staff as we try to move the community forward. We thank you for blessing this community. We thank you for blessing us with good air conditioning systems tonight. We pray these things in Christ's name. Amen.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Kreitz. Welcome, everyone, and to those online. We'll have a review of the agenda, and we have an amendment. So I need a motion.
I will move to amend the agenda to add new business item number 8 and remove old business item number 1. Second.
Motion is made by Commissioner Van Oster, seconded by Commissioner Maples to amend the agenda to add new business item number 8 and remove old business item number 1. Mayor Hendricks.
Aye.
Commissioner Van Oster.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Faulkner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maples.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Next up is the consent agenda. We have the City Commission meeting minutes from the last meeting, Tuesday, June 11th, the City Commission special meeting minutes from Tuesday, June 18th, and an action to approve an agreement for the 2024 Summer Celebration Fireworks Display between Foggy Bottom Fireworks and the City of Coffeyville, and the 2024 appropriation ordinance number AO-24-12 in the amount of $5,499,499.83. Commissioner Bacon.
All right, some highlights from this period's appropriation ordinance. We have Acton Communications for $15,923.33. ASC Pump Equipment, $10,968.04. Asplund Tree Service, $9,159.10. The city treasurer for health claims paid, $165,169.38. Coffeyville Community College, the stadium agreement payment for 2024, $35,000. Grand River Dam Authority, $2,761,873.58. JCI Industries for the pump lift station equipment, $20,049. Kansas Department of Revenue, $46,522.86. KGA Gas Supply Operating Fund, $297,150. The library treasurer, $122,645.68. That's the third tax distribution amount. Lochner, $12,215. Meriton Health, and that's for health and life premiums, $44,095.64. Patriot Chevrolet for the 2021 Ford F-150, $42,500. Republic Service for our trash pickup, $38,743.49. Southwest Power Pool, $760,621.57. Southwest Power Administration, $14,572.88. Superior Emergency Response, $109,102.28. Telex, $24,020.14. And then, to the back here, the payroll distribution this period of $616,980.94. Some highlights of our budget for this period.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Maples. Do we have any other questions on anything else?
My questions were answered by staff yesterday, yesterday, and I wanted to thank them for getting the answers for me.
I don't have anything. If there's nothing, I will move to approve items 1 through 4 of the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion is made by Commissioner Van Oster, seconded by Commissioner Edwards to approve items 1 through 4 of the consent agenda as presented. Commissioner Van Oster.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Faulkner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maples.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Mayor Hendricks.
Aye. Next up is 2024 appropriation ordinance number AO-24-12A in the amount of $945.85. And this is for Ishams and training for the Cogville Swimming Lifeguarding.
I'll move to approve item 5 of the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion is made by Commissioner Maples, seconded by Commissioner Edwards to approve item 5 of the consent agenda as presented. Vice Mayor Faulkner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maples.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Mayor Hendricks.
Aye.
Commissioner Van Oster.
Abstain.
All right, thank you for that. Next up is comments from the public. Any citizen desiring to address the commission shall be recognized, advance to the podium, state his or her name and address for the record, with comments limited to 3 minutes.
My name is Juan Wilson, and I live at 119 West Polk Street, Coffeyville, Kansas. Basically, I wanted to present my situation to the city commissioners. Just like I said when I was here last week, it had been going on 2 years, if not more than 2 years, that I was selling my property to the city of Coffeyville. But all the things have been taken care of, as far as I know. I'm not, every time I go find the lawyer, I can't find him anywhere. I tried to call him, he wouldn't return no calls. So here I am before the city commissioners again. And my sister, I think the last situation was something about my sister that had passed away, and I didn't really understand what he needed from her if she was already passed away. And it's already been to court, as far as I know. That's what he told me. He sent me the papers, and basically he said that's all he needed was one more thing, and I'm still waiting for that one more thing. I did all I could do to help him, to speed the situation up, but I haven't received any phone calls back. And I'm just in a situation where I thought, as a citizen of Coffeyville, as a tax-paying citizen of Coffeyville, that might mean something. But evidently, it doesn't mean much to you, I call you the city fathers, the fathers at the gate, the city commissioners of Coffeyville. I wanted help. And we're in this situation now where maybe this is the only way that I can talk to my lawyer. Not my lawyer, but your lawyer. And I just wanted to be on the record. I just wanted to put that on the record. I didn't see my name anywhere from last week. I guess it wasn't important.
It should be in the minutes.
But I did say something last week. I was here last week, last 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yes. And I still don't have any.
You're in the minutes for that meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get
So
you.
This is the agenda.
Oh,
for tonight.
I was in the meeting. Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, you were in the meeting minutes.
I just
from
wanted to
last
make sure
week.
I was on the record.
Yeah, you're on the record.
And I
Yep,
was
you're on
heard.
the record.
Okay.
And you'll be on the record for this meeting when the
Well-
minutes are written too.
Well, I intend to be back.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully you won't need to. Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
Aside from just being on the record, Paul, is there any action been taken so far? Is it still,
Yeah, I apologize to Mr. Wilson because I think at the last meeting I said I would give him a call, and I did pull the file. It's sitting on my desk. I know there were some title issues involved in trying to get clear title to the lot, and of course Mr. Wilson could always hire a lawyer to clear the title. We were trying to clear the title on his behalf as a city, which the city was going to spend some money on doing that. I have talked to Mr. Wilson multiple times. I know I haven't probably been very good about returning his calls, but it's just a matter of some matters have higher priorities than others. This is a priority, but probably not on the top of the priority list. I think the city was trying to acquire this lot in order to use it as like a laydown area for some poles and an adjacent lot to it. So we'll get it done. I committed to at least looking at the file to see what else needs to be done in order to purchase it and have marketable title. I will call Mr. Wilson. I have no problem doing so. I just
Okay.
need to find the time in order to do it. And
We'll very much try to take care of this in the next, 2 weeks?
yeah, I mean, I'll certainly
Before
call
the next
him.
meeting.
I'll call him by the end of the week for sure and let him
Okay.
know where we stand as far as the title issues are concerned.
I know that you had put me on the back burner. I didn't understand what that meant. But I do know that it's been over 2 years. Maybe I'm not important, but I wasn't having any problems on my property.
Yeah.
You said the problem was on the property next to mine.
Well, there's an issue with that property, but there's also an issue with your property because of the situation with one of your kin, which we probably shouldn't discuss here. But that's the problem.
Okay.
He'll call you and set something up with you,
Yeah.
okay?
Well, I'll be back next week just in case he doesn't call.
Well, not next week, we won't
No,
have a
we won't
meeting.
be.
Well, 2 weeks from now, how's that?
That
The
works
second
out
Tuesday.
great.
Every 2 weeks, right?
Okay, yeah.
Every Tuesday,
Well, the
okay.
Second and fourth.
All
Second
right,
and
I
fourth
appreciate
Tuesday.
you. Thank you for listening
Okay.
to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
All right, any other comments from the public? All right, I believe Commissioner Edwards had something to say on behalf of somebody else.
Daria Gerald, the principal at Holy Name School, came a couple of weeks ago and announced open enrollment was coming up. She wanted me to let everybody know that the Holy Name open enrollment open house is this week, every day through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon or 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. She would have been here tonight to make the announcement, but she's at the open house right now. So 10 a.m. to noon or 5 to 7 p.m. every day until Friday.
All right, thanks. Next up, we have, moving on to new business, we have Resolution R-24-46, a resolution to authorize the purchase and installation of a fire alarm system at the Youth Activity Center from Summit Fire and Security. Fire Chief Hal Bumgardner will make comments and answer any questions.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is probably a surprise to you for us having to install this smoke alarm system. Give you a little background. The Boys and Girls Club have been here for decades, and they've always been classified as an assembly. When Mr. Griffith applied for some grants, some federal grants, they had to identify as a child daycare facility or a child care facility, which changed their NFPA code with that change. And we were unaware of that, and we couldn't figure out why the state fire marshal was down here. They sent a letter out in December, email, that the state fire marshal's office will be doing all child care facilities in the state of Kansas. So they had notified us, we just didn't catch that part. But so we chased this thing down. We had several meetings. We even had a Zoom meeting with the state fire marshal's office, trying to figure out if there's any way we can get around this or change something, do something different. It just boiled down to no. They were very helpful, very polite, very professional. So we did get 3 bids, and the lowest bid to put in that fire alarm system with architectural design plans was $38,800, and that was from Summit Fire and Security. we're a little bit ahead of the schedule with what the fire marshal's office issued us on a time frame. But I'm sure, once approval, if you approve, they can keep their doors open. I even checked to see if we just pay a fine once a year, no, they'll just come and lock it up. So our only option is to install the alarm system or to find another location for the Boys and Girls Club.
And if you will, Commissioners, I met with Griff and Tim and talked about this. Obviously, you know the relationship with Boys and Girls Club and the city. I think it's a vital organization. The school district agrees with that as well. A lot of mutual support throughout the community. It really does boil down to just that. The option would be to send them on their way and not pay for it, or pay for it. So I really think that the choice comes down to we need to take care of this. There was a question about this. There was another quote initially for about $24,000. We did look at just doing half the building.
Right.
There is some fire doors in there into the gymnasium, but the further we discussed that and talked with Fire Marshal, that was not a good option.
What it boiled down to, they basically have to say they're never going to use the gymnasium again, and that's just not going to work.
It's gonna work.
Yeah.
No.
So that was they really were helpful in understanding of the situation, but I'm glad he's gotten some grants. Mr. Griffith's here, and I just hope that we can go ahead and approve this and get the ball rolling on this.
Yeah, how do you put fire protection in half a building?
Yeah. Well, the deal was that if we put fire doors, 90-minute doors on other locations and sealed off the gym, then we could, it's an extra $10,000 basically to do the whole building.
Griff, did you at least get more than $39,000 in grants?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That makes me feel better.
All right.
Mr. Walker, do you have any comments to make? You have to come to the podium and talk in the microphone.
Yeah, I tried to fill out the documentation because if you go in the gym, there is a fire alarm on the wall. So I seen it there, and I was thinking it was there. I would have got on this a long time ago. I did take one of those grants, which were ESSER, and try to apply for a fire alarm system before all this happened. So I didn't want to put this all in the city, but I wasn't able to spend those dollars in that way. But I did do my due diligence with some of the money that was brought in to try to do some things over there in the club. So I don't want you to think that I just was not trying to pay for it, but it's just now ESSER dollars are gone and I can't get it done in my budget. But I would truly appreciate the support if we could get that expenditure taken care of.
And we did check with the fire marshal's office on the current system that's in there. It's way out of date.
Yeah.
It's not hooked up. I was hoping that we could just restore it, but it's too old.
Okay.
That's fine.
So we chased every avenue we
Never
could.
did.
Okay.
Thanks for the due diligence.
All right.
Thank you.
And
That's all I have.
Ben and Mr. Mayor, the contract, just as a point of record, the contract itself was dated 24 May, and it said the quote was good for 30 days. We're past that. I saw that. So I called J.D. Miller, whose signature was on the contract. His number was there. And he assured me that if Summit was selected this evening, that quote would remain good.
Yeah, we notified him once we got the bid backs that he was the lowest bid and that it would be going to commission.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, thank you.
We'll make sure
Thank
that
you.
paperwork is corrected and we have the right dates and that they'll still follow that bid.
All right, any other questions, comments from commissioners, staff?
Move to approve resolution number R-24-46 as presented.
Second?
Motion is made by Commissioner Edwards, seconded by Vice Mayor Faulkner to approve Resolution R-24-46 as presented. Commissioner Maples.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Mayor Hendricks.
Aye.
Commissioner Van Oster.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Faulkner.
Aye.
Keep up the good work, Griff.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Next up, Resolution R-24-47, a resolution to authorize a demolition contract with Swindell Excavation for the demolition of 10 structures. Code Enforcement Officer Angie Stevens will make comments and answer any questions.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening. Okay, so I come back again tonight requesting approval on the second set of the demolition bids set forth for the 2024 blighted structures within the city of Coffeyville. On June 11th, the city received 3 bills with the winning bid belonging to Swindell Excavation for a total of $48,000. This bid packet contained 10 addresses. All addresses have been disconnected from any utilities and are ready to go. This bid also contains any trees that may hinder the demolition of the structures and any outdoor buildings that also need to be raised from the properties. So they would be completely, everything would be removed. These structures are ready to go, and I ask that the commission approve the amount and we move forward.
Commissioners, just a few other thoughts there. Initially, there was some concerns that the lowest bid does not mean it's always the best bid. I think we've done a lot of due diligence. You should have some paper there on your desk. We wanted to show you these pictures of a project that I believe they just completed today.
Just completed
And so
today.
these pictures are as of today. Maybe you could speak just real quick
Yeah,
to the
I should have
level
put
of
the
work.
address on there, so I'm sorry. If you want to go by and look at it, it's 922 Dakota. It is a property that recently caught fire that belongs to the stockyards. It was a rental property. They privately hired Swindell to demo it for them. And he started yesterday, and he was done with it today. Those pictures are as of this afternoon. I did sit along on job site and watch the smooth move of the excavation. So they did a great job.
My only question is, when they do a demolition, do we have to approve it before they leave the site?
No, not
Or-
necessarily, but between Matt, whomever, we're in and out of them. If we know that they're on one of them, they don't necessarily tell us. But we know because we're all over the town. So
Okay.
we visit frequently. If there's any problems, they call us.
I just know that once they leave with the equipment, it's hard to come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting to note also, you have the bid opening sheet there. Looking through this today, anticipated start date and anticipated completion date on Swindell specifically, they're ready to go, they have equipment, and they want to go and get it done. So June 24th, 24 to July 12th, 24, that was anticipated start date and anticipated completion date. I think we would, one of the recommendations here is we have not used them before. They are new to us. They are not new as far as a business. They've been in other areas, is that correct?
Yeah, so they've actually been in business since 2014. I did find that out today just to make sure. I know it's been many years. They do ponds, they do all kinds of stuff. Even in other towns. They've done some demos, I believe, in Caney and some in Sedan, too. On a grant is what they did on Sedan. So he basically, yes, the bid is a little bit lower. He did convey to me that he is trying to build trust and earn a better relationship with the city of Coffeyville and get his foot in the door. So, and he might take a hit on this one, but, that is what he had said to us, and he is trying to get a relationship with us.
Based on the work completed today, based on his efforts, based on the timeline, that's why we continue to recommend, on top of the low bid here, we believe this is going to be a good relationship. We'd really like to give this a try. We're talking 10 homes. Part of the demolition agreement here as well is we can go in and end this if 2 homes in we find that the service is not to the standard that we expect. So we feel we're also protected within that contract, and that I think with all those things combined, we want to give them a chance to get that business as well, and it is that little bit.
Okay.
And it's in the demolition contract under number 8. So if you want to read that, talks about how should they not complete the work. So,
I sure don't see a problem with giving them an opportunity on this round of houses and see how they do.
So
We have-
after this, we have 7 more rounds of 10 houses?
well, I really probably have more.
10
Right.
rounds of 10 houses.
Well,
We're getting it going, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do want to suggest not suggest, but the question I asked this last week was, why 50? Why not 100 or 60 or 70 or 80? Like what would hold us back if we're really committed to getting this done? And based on our work session, the one obstacle that has been pointed out is KDHE and the EPA. There are regulations specifically to the quantity of projects you can do like this. These are batched in 10 and 11 and supposed to be in sort of an acre maximum. And so Matt is reaching out to KDHE. We're going to go have a meeting with them. I'm going to attend that with them and just see what we can do, not necessarily to get around those regulations, but be a little innovative here and get things done with us just waiting.
Are you saying there's 10 and then there's like a calendar time you have to wait before you do the next 10?
No, there's what they're, and Thomas may be able to speak to this. If I get it wrong, Thomas, come up here. But essentially, a project is these 10, and it's no more than an acre. And so we've gone through, this is no more than an acre, so we won't be out of that project scope. As soon as we go beyond an acre, then we have to come in and pay for engineering and make sure that, wastewater is...
So this is just made up arbitrary. This is
So
numbers
bureaucracy
from the state.
is trying to...
Yeah, these are state and federal regulations that
Wonderful.
you have to be up against.
Yeah, it's all in the stormwater regulations for our MS4, which is our release permit, basically for all the stormwater in the city of Coffeyville, is where it all ties in.
Okay.
They don't want too much stuff going down a drain because you're doing 20 acres of some type of demolition and it affects
Yeah. So
the
that
environmental
1
side.
acre's that tipping point is the 1 acre.
But if we were to prove
Why they count
that
1
nothing's
acre
going down
like
the
they do with
stormwater.
Yeah, what I told Thomas and the others is, I'm hearing we could, there's some wiggle room here, so we're going to try.
Okay.
They have met with KDHA before, they have been approved, we're going to go again, and, hopefully this is something that they can look at benefiting the community as well, and we can find ways to delay start date shifting.
Maybe
We
they
want
can
to try to do, maybe have 2 or 3 contractors working at the same time, not just,
Or adjust their regulations.
we'll.
I doubt
To
that.
fit the
I
situation.
doubt that's gonna
I'm not sure the
happen.
EPA will.
You can always try.
Nah, I don't think
You've
so.
never dealt with the EPA, have
Yeah,
you?
I was gonna
Oh,
say.
KDHE, that's different. That's our own
No,
state.
it's all the same.
Okay,
So we're trying to up that number and go a little bit faster, maybe multiple
Okay,
contractors
good.
going as well.
Good.
So
good thinking.
Because we have only 3 down so far on the first list. So.
Okay.
and
So
it's
right
gotta
now, we're going to work on both lists.
Yes, so that's
Okay.
why that's important that we check on that and make
Okay.
sure we're not.
All right, thanks
anything.
for the creative solutions.
What's if we do wind up in this bureaucratic delay, is there an estimated completion date for the houses that we've got? How far out? Is it 6 months, a year, 2 years?
we're not going to get into the bureaucratic delay. That's that image there and breaking these into those groups. That's that project, and we're trying to keep within those scopes and the appropriate days. So it's not necessarily the delay, it's the added cost of engineering to go
Yeah,
verify
okay.
that you're taking care of it.
Let's avoid
correctly.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, we can wait to avoid that.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, because number 3 also, when the contract breaks down, they have to start within 10 days and be done within 60.
okay,
So,
all right. I'll make a motion to approve Resolution R-24-47 as presented.
Second.
Motion is made by Mayor Hendricks, seconded by Commissioner Maples to approve Resolution R-24-47 as presented. Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Mayor Hendricks.
Aye.
Commissioner Van Oster.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Faulkner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maples.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Next up, Resolution R-24-48, a resolution to authorize the purchase of a 2023 E60 R2 Series Bobcat excavator from White Star Machinery for the Wastewater Collections Department. We have Director of Wastewater Services, Shane George, will make comments and answer any questions.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners.
Good evening.
I'm here this evening seeking approval to purchase a 2023 E60 R2 Series Bobcat excavator from White Star Machinery for $86,500 for the wastewater collection department. The wastewater collection department currently does not have a mini excavator because of the nature of the smaller job sites, alleyways, what have you, which a lot of departments deal with. This is a much needed addition to their equipment. With the ability for it to rotate 360 degrees, it will shorten repair times, therefore shorten down times if the customers are without service. This is a new old stock piece of equipment. I think they brought it down from Ohio, I think they did. And it will come with a new machine warranty. Bobcat is the only manufacturer that currently makes the mini excavator with an extendable arm, which is why you guys have only seen one quote. No other industry makes the mini excavator with an extendable arm. And with wastewater having the deepest utilities, you really need that to get down in there. There's 18, 20 feet mains all throughout the city of Coffeyville. The mini excavator will also serve, stormwater has one, wastewater collections has one. They'll both, when one is down, they can back up the other one in emergencies. The buckets are interchangeable. They will be interchangeable on both of them. So I'm getting an 18-inch bucket with this one if it's approved, and stormwater has a 24-inch, no, maybe a 30-inch and a 24-inch bucket that comes with theirs. So the buckets will be interchangeable between the two
So
departments.
two other departments have similar, and this will be a third one? Is that what we're hearing?
I think the city in whole has, this will be a fourth one the city in the whole has.
Okay. Of this style? Of the
No, this will only be
Bobcat?
the second one has an extendable one.
Okay. And they're interchangeable, so is one, okay.
So one of the questions we asked going through this process was, are we sharing equipment? Do we have appropriate distribution, or, this isn't a toy for one department? What we talked about is the need where stormwater project may be 2 or 3 week long, and when you're pulling in between projects, some downtime. So really I think the availability to have everyone at full capacity in their work is what, part of the point of this is.
And one major thing is cross-contamination when you're dealing with wastewater. Whenever they're obviously digging up a sewer main, and if water departments want to comes to use that, a piece of equipment has to be completely washed down, disinfected, and you probably want to, kitty chief frowns upon interchanging any kind of tools between water and wastewater departments.
How old is the other one? The other Bobcat?
14, I think it is, 2014. So that stormwater has. I'm not sure about the other departments. What they
And it's
have.
in good condition?
Yeah.
Good working condition?
We currently, this would be the time of year we would try to get a backhoe. Our backhoe's 30 years old right now. So you can expect this to last us 25, 30 years easy.
Okay.
Good.
Good.
Minor, probably insignificant question, but I noticed on the contract under heading E66 extendable arm package, someone used a yellow highlighter on angle blade.
The angle blade, because that was an old stock, we're getting that for free. That would generally be in addition to the cost. That's an option, the angle blade, but it come with this piece of equipment. And since it's an old stock piece, it's a 23, we're buying it in 24, they're giving us that for free.
Nice.
Good.
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah.
This might be a question for Martin. Just, if you know off the cuff, when we add something like this, how much is insurance per year? Approximately? Or does it, I know we're under a big umbrella, but do we have to notify the insurance company and add this to the policy, and then they add, say, you gotta pay extra today?
So generally speaking, we acquire, sell, change out inventory on pieces of equipment throughout the year. Something smaller like this, I don't expect it to impact the policy mid-year. Larger, more substantial pieces of equipment that are, and I'm trying to think of an example, and one doesn't come to mind, to be honest with
Like
you.
a street sweeper, if we were to buy
Yeah,
one.
those can potentially have an impact. it would take something pretty significant for the insurance company to pull us in mid-year and say, hey, we need to readjust your rates. So I'm not anticipating anything like that here.
My experience is the same. You have a policy that is that umbrella type, it includes equipment, and you're going to, just like you're going to add employees and remove employees, they're all covered, even those numbers go up and down. It's generally the same with equipment as well. Now, at the end of the year, whenever that renewal is, when we're talking about insurance today, you're required to submit what those are. So sure, you get enough pieces of equipment at the end of the year when you go to renew, that may adjust, but it shouldn't adjust midstream with the general policies that we have.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. George or staff? Motion?
I will move to approve Resolution R-24-48 as presented.
Second.
Motion is made by Commissioner Van Oster, seconded by Vice Mayor Faulkner to approve Resolution R-24-48 as presented. Mayor Hendricks.
Aye.
Commissioner Van Oster.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Faulkner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maples.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
I think, all right, we have a next one. Next item, Resolution R-24-49, a resolution entering into a contract with Jackson Civil LLC for the repair of the wastewater treatment plant lagoon liner and diversion manhole valve. And we have Director Shane George again to make comments and answer any questions.
Thank you. Good evening again. Now I'm seeking approval to enter into a contract with Jackson Civil for the repair of the wastewater treatment plant lagoon liner and diversion manhole valve for $672,811.69. On July 27th, 2024, the current commission, or the commission then approved a work authorization agreement with Algier Morton Associates for the engineering, design, and bid phase of the lagoon liner and diversion manhole valve repair for the water treatment plant. The bids submitted on May 15, 2024 have been reviewed and confirmed Jackson Civil LLC of Enid, Oklahoma as the apparent low bidder. It is the recommendation of Algier Martin and Associates that the city award the base bid construction contract to Jackson Civil LLC in the amount of $672,811.69 for the lagoon liner and diversion manhole valve repair. The existing lagoon liner was installed on or about 2001 when the current wastewater plant was built. The purpose of the lagoon is to hold the excess wastewater flowing to the plant during high flow conditions such as heavy rainfall until flow drops and the wastewater detained in the lagoon can be diverted back to the plant for proper treatment. The liner is intended to hold the wastewater in the lagoon and not allow it to soak into the lagoon burn. Through the last 22 years, the liner has degraded due to degradation and dumping of the wastewater in the northeast corner. The liner has developed holes in it from previously stated reasons, which has allowed weed growth and wind to enter under the liner and cause the liner to fail. The diversion manhole gate valve keeps the wastewater in the lagoon from entering the wastewater plant until the plant can accept the flow. Since this gate does not seal properly, nor does it have a gauge up top so the operators can know what position it is in, the leaking gate valve allows water to enter into the plant from the lagoon, causing excess wear on equipment to pump water back into the lagoon. So virtually it's recirculating that water the whole time. Staff recommends Commissioner to approve to enter into the contract with Jackson Civil for the repair of the wastewater treatment plant and lagoon liner diversion manhole. Have any questions that you might have?
I have a few questions.
Okay.
Could you give a 1 or 2 minute summary on what work is involved in this contract?
It will be, right now, the pond liner around the edge of it will be taken up. Concrete will be poured around the top. They're going to add in the northeast corner, they're going to add a concrete slope, so now when they dump their debris over there, it won't affect the liner. The liner's life expectancy is about 20, 25 years, so we're getting our life expectancy out of it. They will pour concrete down at the bottom, down at the top. Actually, they'll lay the liner down, pour dig the ditches, then pour the concrete in ditches to hold liner down.
Is there anything we can do to extend the life of the liner? Or is it just because of the sunlight
Yeah,
weather?
it's literally the UV is what's heating it up, yeah. And the manhole, the diversion manhole gate valve has been, that is the original valve to the plant when it was 1950, I think, when that plant
Okay.
was built, or 72. So it's been leaking. I've been down there for over 20 years, and it's been leaking the entire time.
Okay. Was this budgeted last year? Like, was this planned to do
Yes,
this year?
was it I think it was last year. Yeah, we guesstimated at 1.5 million is what it was gonna cost, whatever we budgeted.
Okay.
Excuse me, it was estimated 1.5 and we're getting it now for,
Well, that was
600,000?
our guesstimation.
Okay.
That wasn't a educated, yeah.
That was a guesstimate with a lot of
Yeah.
padding for
We-
just in
we-
case.
From similar projects we had done, and when they did that back in '01, we kind of took that summary too and kind of, obviously, we overshot it by a lot, but yeah.
okay.
That's okay. Rather over.
Seems like a
I'd
bargain
rather
all of a
over
sudden
than-
now.
Yeah, much rather over than
But
under.
the other bid, just to be fair, the other bid was around 800,000 to where this one was, so.
I do want to, I just noticed something that I hadn't before. So you mentioned the splash pad. We're doing that? That was the additional item? Are we doing that? In their quote, the reason I'm asking is they have the 672, but then down below we have the additional item splash pad and it's additional 23. Are we,
No,
is
I
that
think
23
that-
covered
that-
in the 672?
Yeah, the pad I'm talking about is covered in that 672.
But we're not doing that additional.
No.
All right. Any other questions, comments from staff? I'll move to approve.
Second?
Motion is made by Mayor Hendricks, seconded by Commissioner Edwards to approve Resolution R-24-49 as presented. Commissioner Van Oster.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Faulkner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maples.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Mayor Hendricks.
Aye. Thank you, Mr. George.
Thank you.
Next up is Resolution R-24-50, a resolution to authorize a change order for engineering items encountered throughout the process of designing the North Industrial Park switchgear replacement project to cross-discipline engineering for the electric utility. Deputy Director of Electric, Kevin Merceberg, will make comments and answer any questions.
Good evening, Mayor and
Good evening.
Commissioners. I'm looking to authorize a change order, as you said, for items encountered throughout the process of designing an MP substation. In June of '22, we entered into a contract with Cross Discipline Engineering for the design and upgrade of North Industrial Park Substation, which serves John Deere, the airport, all those industries out on the north end of the industrial park. So what we have is, there's actually 3 items in this. Items 2 and 3, they were related to the existing scope that was done originally, but there was unanticipated additions to that they had to go back and do more research on. Didn't have proper drawings, had to find everything out in order to get that done. Item number 1 is a new scope that we added in this project, what we call the doghouse, where all of our switchgear is located. All that's going to be replaced. And in that is also new underground wire. So we're taking this opportunity to try and replace some poles that are aging. One is a corner pole which actually supports quite a bit of wire, and you can stick a knife all the way through the bottom of it. It was put back in 1983.
Oh, wow.
So what we're wanting to do is they'll engineer all new poles, and they'll be either steel poles or engineered poles that will take the weight. Also in the change for those poles, we have 2 circuits on 1 pole. So this will switch. It will actually add another pole. We'll switch the B and C phase to different poles, so when our guys are up there working on them, have to do any switching, they're not in the middle of 2 phases. So I guess what I'm asking for is, between the 3 items, sorry, to approve the authorization of change order 01 to Cross Discipline Engineering in the amount of $93,281 for changes related to the existing scope and the additional new scope of work.
And for clarification, Commissioners, this is engineering work.
Yes.
There will be further costs later to actually do the poles we're talking about, and the equipment, but this is the
They'll engineer
engineering.
the
to get
poles that are needed. Locations, we're changing a location of one pole also to move it closer to the substation and away from the road that goes over toward John Deere.
Yeah, Kevin, one thing and Ben, that's always bothered me, whenever somebody starts talking about change orders, I'm thinking, what was the original bid and where did it fall in line with all of the bids that were submitted? Not accusing any particular company of trying to lowball us, knowing that they'll have to come back later for more money. But I've always been suspect of change orders because they're saying, oh, we were wrong, we want more money. You know, would that have affected the original bid? I think the answer is yes. So, and if you just please be very careful
Yeah, the
about
original
making
bid
sure
was-
that everything is done right the first time.
Right, the original engineering bid was about $250,000, 247 and change. Of course, the addition of the poles came later, so that would be something that came on anyways. And apparently, like I say, they didn't anticipate those other changes when they got to engineering the old cap banks that are there and the old switch gear, that there was more that needed to be done, so.
My understanding on that, Commissioner, is that you went with the you went with the low bid to do engineering with the understanding that there was a lot of information we didn't have. They had to go out and research that was essentially part and parcel of the agreement is go explore what this is going to be. So we'll make sure to be careful and watch on that. With this one, I think there was just a natural anticipation of they didn't have all the information, and part of those engineers coming out was going to explore that. But I can see where that would be a concern, and we'll make
That's
sure to
just
watch
a
that.
generic concern of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was originally constructed in the 70s, that substation, so it's
All
it's
right.
not
Have
had
we,
upgrades since then.
have we worked with Cross Discipline
Yes,
Engineering
yeah,
before?
Cross Discipline
So,
done quite a bit
how
for
many
us.
contracts have we had, or with them before?
I'm not sure. I can find out. but
And you
there's
feel like
multiple
working
ones
with
that
them
they've
has
done.
been well, they've done well.
Yes, yes.
Overall,
Yeah,
compared
they're
to
very good
others.
to work with and very competitive, so.
I wonder how often they come back for
Yep.
change orders, though.
And I'm not
I mean,
sure it
Well, I
was.
think others do too, but
Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
overall, your feeling working with them compared to others is either same, equal.
yeah, there's a few contractors and stuff out there that we actually prefer to work with, and most of the time they do come in as the low bidder.
Okay.
And is this, I don't want to use the word fault, but when we bid this out, we didn't bid them to look at those poles. and
Right, yeah,
replacing
that's an
this. This is
addition that-
now, really, this is part of our change order. We have
Right.
gone
Right.
out, we've
Yeah,
identified the shape of the poles, and we're making decisions
Right.
to the engineer, we need to replace these, we need to do a change order, versus them coming out and saying, oh, this isn't going to work. So
Right.
seems like
We
actually
asked
staff
for
made
this
these
later.
recommendations for them to change.
Okay.
And that's the bigger one of.
Yeah, that's the
That's on us.
$63,000
That's the
one,
big-
yeah.
Yeah, and the other ones are
And
not near that.
I did send along a Google image with that.
Yes.
That shows pins.
Right. So that-
So the one that's furthest down on the left, that's actually, we're gonna remove on the very corner so that line runs crooked a little bit. But we're taking that aging structure out of the corner that was put in 83, and that'll go to a self-supporting structure, steel structure. So we're also gonna lose, I think, 10 to 12 guy wires from out there in that process. You say, then if you go to the right, I guess that would be the east. You have your switch pole, and then you have your two circuits that are on one pole, so we're actually gonna add a pole there to switch, to split the circuits. And then on the north side, there's a pole, and we're going to move it to the east end of the substation. That way, it's a little easier to service. It's not clear out in the grass. It's right by the road. Makes it a lot safer for our guys to work on. Any other questions?
I don't have any others.
I have none.
Move to approve Resolution R2450 as presented.
Second.
Motion is made by Commissioner Edwards, seconded by Commissioner Maples to approve Resolution R-24-50 as presented. Vice Mayor Faulkner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maples.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Mayor Hendricks.
Aye.
Commissioner Van Oster.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Merschberg. Discussion, next item, discussion and action to approve a time extension request to the Kansas Department of Commerce for the CDBG Multi-Use Trail Grant and sign the required documents. Director of Public Service Thomas Osborne will make comments and answer any questions.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners.
Good evening.
So this is the trail that would start where the current bike trail east of Sherman-Williams is located, ends, and takes us all the way up to and joins the walking path at LeClaire Park. When we started the design process on this, they were doing their research, pulling the deeds for that area for any easements and all the easements that we need to make sure that we have the proper right-of-way access. We could not find what is the current legal description for Woodland, and it took 2 or 3 months working with the county to find the current legal description. Not exactly sure what all was going on, but the legal changed in, I believe, 1959 or 60, and so we have a lot of maps that show it, but the original plats of the area didn't show it. So that's where we're trying to find that, okay, where's that legal at, to make sure that we have all our proper right-of-way and what easements we do and don't need. So that delayed the project final design scopes significantly. We don't see it delaying the project overall. The way CDBG has their grants set up is they want so it's a 2-year grant. Within 12 months, they want to have a contract with a contractor to start construction. Because of that delay, we're bumping up to that August, I think it was like August 11th is like the date, kind of where that first 12 months is up at. And so that's where asking for this extension is 45 days. We should be able to put out to bid late July and then actually open bids late August and move forward. Like I said, we do not anticipate this causing any issues with the actual construction time frame. Be happy to answer any questions.
I didn't have any questions.
None? No? Do it. I will move to approve a time extension request to the Kansas Department of Commerce for the CDBG Multi-Use Trail Grant and sign required documents.
Second.
Motion is made by Commissioner Van Oster, seconded by Vice Mayor Faulkner to approve a time extension request to the Kansas Department of Commerce for the CDBG Multi-Use Trail Grant and sign required documents. Commissioner Maples.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Mayor Hendricks.
Aye.
Commissioner Van Oster.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Faulkner.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you.
Thomas.
Thank you. Next item, Resolution R-24-51, a resolution to authorize an amendment to the city board vacancy procedure. City Clerk Melissa Carter will make comments.
Mayor and Commissioners, on November 11th, 2020, the Commission passed Resolution R-20-78, authorizing the adoption of a city board vacancy procedure. Positions on city boards become vacant through scheduled end-of-served terms and unscheduled openings through resignations. This procedure ensures that the application process is being kept consistent for openings on city boards. This proposed procedural change will empower city boards to evaluate applications and offer their recommendations to the Commission for appointments. This ensures that every entity is actively engaged in the process, enabling them to discern the most suitable candidates for their boards and identify any potential conflicts of interest. Each board will take charge of its own review process. The designated city board contact will send the recommendation form to me for the inclusion in the agenda packet for the meetings where appointments will be deliberated. This collaborative approach, drawing insights from the involved entities, will greatly aid the commission in making appointments tailored to the needs of each board. All city board contacts have been briefed on the proposed change and all support it. They view it as a positive step towards securing the most qualified individuals for their boards. And I'm happy to answer any questions pertaining to the procedure change.
Does this mean that those boards will be submitting a single recommendation to the commission?
No, they can review the applications and then make, whatever recommendations that they want. I believe on the form I have 2 or 3 different recommendations on there.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Does this extend the living requirements like we discussed?
I'm sorry, does it what?
Does it extend the living requirements out to the school district boundaries?
No, we
didn't
are
see that.
still, we're still looking into that.
Okay.
If we do that, then we will have to bring that ordinance back and
Separately.
amend that ordinance. But
Okay.
yes, we are working on that for one of the boards at
Then this is
least.
strictly the procedure part of it?
This
then?
is just the procedure,
I
yep.
think we say we try this first and then extend.
That's fine.
Later. All right.
Okay.
Move to approve resolution R24-51 as presented.
I'll second.
Motion is made by Commissioner Edwards, seconded by Commissioner Van Oster to approve Resolution R-24-51 as presented. Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Mayor Hendricks.
Aye.
Commissioner Van Oster.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Faulkner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maples.
Aye.
Next item, Resolution R-24-52, a resolution to authorize the issuance of a purchase order for various types of insurance coverage for the city of Caulfield to be effective July 1st, 2024 through July 1st, 2025. Director of Finance Martin Cummins will make comments.
Okay. So this is going to be a part of our routine renewal for our general liability policy and one supplemental policy that helps to cover our the various components to our electric utility. The main policy is going to be the same policy that we participated in last year, as well as the secondary policy. The current policy is through MPR, that's Midwest Public Trust, which is a public risk pool that we participate in along with other municipalities and other government entities. That change, historically, prior to last year, we did use a dedicated single underwriter to write a policy. That underwriter made the decision to withdraw from the Kansas market altogether and left us in an interesting predicament due to the nature of municipalities, especially those that with an electric utility and a water utility. There is an enhanced risk component to that, particularly when those are located in Tornado Alley. So it has been a challenge to find an insurance solution. And so my predecessor, Stephanie, was able to work with Arthur Gallagher, the broker that does exclusively handle NPR, and they were able to find an arrangement that was better than any of the other single policies they were able to obtain. Arthur Gallagher has confirmed to me this year that that has remained unchanged, that the NPR is going to be our best option. And again, we also maintained our policy with James River Insurance Company, which does the secondary policy to cover our electric lines and utilities that are out in the community. I do want to highlight the fact that we did, and this was included in the staff report, that we are experiencing a 12 and 11% increase respectively. Given the current national market on general liability, that's not bad. Right now, insurance premium increases are ranging from the low end of 5%, the high end of over 20%. So we're very much in the middle of the market, and actually our broker says that we're right in the middle of that sweet spot where it's hard to do a lot better than that. In any case, these policies will remain in place through July 1 of next year. On a kind of a side note, I'd like to comment that typically, once we're kind of in a normal swing of things, we will be bringing this to you guys a little bit sooner, ideally around the beginning of May. This year, the reason it took so long to bring this to commission is that I wanted to scrutinize our broker thoroughly before I brought this to commission to make sure that we were doing the best that we could on pricing. That being said, we hope to bring this to you guys in a little less of a hurried manner, and I do apologize for getting this on the docket at the last minute. Fully acknowledge that you guys had to do a little extra reading probably last night. So, in any case, do we have any questions on any of this?
As far as that, that's okay, because it is getting harder to find insurance companies that will quote you any more than 30 days out. I do know that. And gone are the days when, you could review it in November and it was, came in due at the end of December and started anew. That just doesn't hardly happen anymore. And then finding, like you said, those that will insure you. That's another thing. Mm-hmm.
Is there, you said what, 12%?
So a 12% increase on the NPR policy, or on the NPR pool, and then an 11% increase on the secondary policy for the electric utility.
Push some numbers real quick. That looks like about a $72,000 increase. Is there enough?
That's about right.
Is there enough wiggle room in the budget now to accommodate that?
Yes. So for this calendar year, we had budgeted just over $1.3 million for our total insurance premiums. So we do have some other premiums that are going to come up for renewal. One for our power generation, which we have to maintain due to our bond related to that the construction of the power generation plant. And then we have one for the airport, which requires a special policy. And then we do have a secondary policy for flood coverage resulting from incidents in the past. So right now, with the current changes, and this is just an estimate, and my crystal ball doesn't always work perfectly. I'm anticipating something on the order of probably an 11% increase for the other policies, which, given this calendar year, should still keep us just inside of our $1.3 million budget. Plus or minus.
Have they given you a heads up for next July? Any idea?
They're not so generous with their predictions. So
are we going to have to budget 11-12% for next year? At least budget.
We should.
We should. I mean, that would be the advisable thing to do.
Always an increase.
Crazy how that outpaces inflation so much.
Yeah, well, there's inflation, there's your basket of goods, and then there's inflation specific to niche markets like ours. And we're actually, like I said, there are some marketplaces where they're up 20%.
So, speaking of claims, Commissioner Edwards, in the last 10 years, have we made claims?
That's a great question.
Don't tell
I would have to go and look and see what that claims rate looks
But
like.
usually when you don't make claims, you get a discount, right?
Not so much anymore.
It's not so much whether you make claims, it's whether your neighbor made the claims, and that's usually what gets you. So
There's a lot of factors in that, and usually
That
you
industry's
cannot
changed
have
a lot.
anything and you still.
You can do
pay that.
everything right you want.
That's right.
It's going up.
It's gonna go up.
Furthest building on the block is the insurance company.
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right, I'll move to approve Resolution R-24-52 as presented.
Second.
Motion is made by Vice Mayor Faulkner, seconded by Commissioner Maples to approve Resolution R-24-52 as presented. Mayor Hendricks.
Aye.
Commissioner Van Oster.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Faulkner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maples.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Thank you.
Mark.
Thank you.
All right, we're reaching the end. Next up is the city manager's report.
Yeah, I'm happy to report that I think the training wheels came off today, right? No Tim for the radio, no Tim for the staff meeting, no Tim here at the meeting. He's probably listening. So I told the staff today, I think the training wheels are off. I'll tell you, I do want to thank the staff again that came up. We had several of them that are sitting in for others that were supposed to give that report, and they're backing each other up. So I continue to be impressed with the staff and the work that they're trying to do, even though they had a city manager at training wheels and another interim and figuring things out. So I really appreciate all of them. I went to the MAC annual, their annual meeting. Saw Commissioner Faulkner there as well. Boy, there's a lot of great things going on. And actually, Andy Taylor got up in one of his little, he was accepting an award and really highlighted that too. Not just Coffeyville, but in Montgomery County, the great things that are happening now here locally. Of course, went to the hospital clinic groundbreaking, the ABC daycare groundbreaking. Just a lot of excitement, and I think the county as a whole is feeling that. I also went up and met with Bartlett and just extended, call it an olive branch, and we're here to support the regional area and what they're doing as well. We want to help on housing. We want to be a place where their employees can live and can come and can shop. So just a lot of great things coming. I'm really excited to be here, to be the city manager, and looking forward as we continue to plan and progress on the things that we will move our city forward. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Comments from commissioners?
Don't have anything yet?
No.
No?
This
I have a couple of comments. First of all, I think I harped on it 10 years ago. Street sweepers. And I hate to hold up another city up as an example, but Carthage, Missouri either has a street sweeper that runs 24/7 or they have an army of street sweepers going, because their streets are always just spick and span over there. We could do better here, and I don't know exactly what the equipment situation is or what the staff is that would be manning that street sweeper, but you might want to just take a look at that. Second one is the railroad track crossings. Of course, 4th Street multiple crossings, that's always been an issue, but a new one now that's come up is the crossing on South Willow, because the result of the detour, and that particular crossing is just absolutely destroyed now. I mean, you have to slow down to less than 5 miles an hour to get across it, or you're going to the shop to get new shocks and parts for your car. Also, because of that heavy truck traffic, you might take a look. We're actually starting to see some kind of cracking or spider cracking, whatever you want to call it, on the southbound side of Willow, which is a direct result of all of that heavy truck traffic. You don't see it on the northbound side, but it's just on the southbound side. And I'm just curious as to whether or not we could get some KDHE,
You mean KDOT?
or not KDHE.
KDOT.
KDOT, excuse me, KDOT assistance in getting that repaired done on the streets, and then pull the chain on the railroad again. Historically, they've never been very cooperative in terms of repairing crossings. That's all I have.
Commissioner
And
Faulkner.
thank you for taking the training wheels off. Realize you're probably carrying 2 buckets of overwhelm, but we're behind you.
Well, thank you very much. Speaking of Willow and the detour, I should also say that we did attend Thomas and I attended the KDOT pre-construction, is that what it's called? Pre-construction meeting for Buckeye Project. We went in on that project after we had talked with KDOT and the county and worried about adding more traffic to our detour with shutting down Buckeye. The Beechner came in, said they wanted to start on July, I believe, 29th. Immediately KDOT kind of raised their hand and said, we can't do that. We need that project to wait until our 169 project is complete, which right now is on track for end of August to be complete. So KDOT and the county so far are agreeing with our assertions that we really can't shut down both of those roads at the same time. That doesn't mean we're out of the woodwork yet here. The contractor is going to report back this Friday to KDOT on what they can do. We're anticipating increased costs and then wanting to change the contract. KDOT is suggesting that they do traffic control, one-way traffic, you kind of see it around here with the lights, and that with the 169 project ending end of August, and that one starting, beginning of August, that perhaps that's only a month, and then they're able to shut down Buckeye. So we're waiting for that. There may be extra costs. The county does not have any more money in their grant to pay that. KDOT sort of suggested that maybe they could pay for it. So it's not over yet, but I feel like we're making good traction on pausing shutting down Buckeye until our project's done.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't that South Buckeye project and that closure just sort of come out of nowhere from the city's perspective?
From the city's perspective, maybe I wasn't really here for that. I can tell you the county's perspective, I sat in those meetings, is they felt like they had given ample time for the different districts, the water district to move their lines, for us to move utilities. So miscommunications all around. I'm sure there's a dose of fault that could go everywhere. What we talked with KDOT is at this point, here's where we're at, and here's what we can have happen, and trying to work forward from there.
Okay.
I will tell you that the rural water district did not move their line. Initially, they thought that they were in the clear, and when the county asked for that in writing, they came back and said, whoops, we need to move that. So the county's working on that with them right now to try to get that moved before the start of this project.
All right. Thank you.
Great.
All right, I'd just like to extend thanks to all the city staff that helped get the aquatics park ready this summer, and continuing to make improvements out there and fix things as they go, and just have everything working well. This tomorrow night, Wednesday, we have a Coffeyville swim team competition hosted by Coffeyville at the aquatics park. So if anybody wants to attend, it starts at 6 p.m. to see all the kids do their thing. And also between now and the next meeting, we have the 4th of July holiday. So I'd like to extend to everyone a happy 4th of July holiday, and enjoy that time with your family and friends. Anything else? All right, Mr. George?
I misspoke earlier about that lagoon under the splash pad in the southwest corner. That's in there to add alternate. There is a bad spot down in that corner that they're not sure how they're going to address that yet. So that's what that's there for. That's not they call it a splash pad, but I don't know, that's not a splash pad. But I just want to clarify that.
It's not a fun splash pad, is what you're
That's not
saying.
included in that price quote. That is there for, there is a bad spot in that corner. They just don't know what they're going to do to repair it, so they.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
All right, thank
just
you.
to clarify there, then, so there may be other costs that we come
Right.
back for.
Right.
And it was about 27,000?
It is $23,576, and they will put a 8-inch, that, they think their worst-case scenario would be a 8-inch thick concrete over 2-inch crushed stone in the bottom southwest corner of the lagoon.
Do we need to reapprove that with the higher amount, just to be safe? Would you feel better if we did that?
I would probably say yes, yeah.
Do we do that now or next time?
We can do it now.
We can go ahead and do it.
All right.
Which
Move
one
to
was
approve.
Sorry about that.
Which resolution was that?
I'm looking.
That was R-2449.
49.
And I'm sorry, was that Mayor Hendricks that approved?
Yeah,
I'll move to-
Alec made the motion and I seconded it, so
Okay.
I'll second the new motion.
Okay, so motion is made by Mayor Hendricks, seconded by Commissioner Edwards to approve Resolution R-24-49 with the added cost, or the added potential cost.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Commissioner Van Oster.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Faulkner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maples.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Mayor Hendricks.
Aye.
Now we're.
Thank you.
Now we're
Thanks,
Sorry
Shane.
about that.
Appreciate it.
Sorry, executive session.
There is not. Motion to adjourn?
Second. Go ahead.
Motion is made by Mayor Hendricks, seconded by Commissioner Van Oster to adjourn. Can I see a show of hands? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.